Okay, Jason Love here for the United Devils YouTube channel with a match reaction and player ratings for United's resounding 3-0 victory over Aston Villa FC. The win kept United in fifth place, just a point off Leicester, just 2 points off Chelsea for third in the race for Champions League this season. United also was able to add another 3 goals to the good, which cut the goal differential difference from they're now 26 plus 26 in terms of goals, while Leicester is plus 32. That was a goal differential of 9 as of a week or so ago, and now that could be a factor should the two teams remain tied on points at the end of the season, as United is really starting to cut into that goal difference. Okay, on the day, a couple of notes. This is a fourth straight victory of 3 goals or more. United are the first team in the Premier League era to do that. 4 straight victories of 3 goals or more. So that's definitely a good stat. It's a clean sheet for David De Gea. He came off of a relatively poor performance in the last match, match where United won 5-2 against Bournemouth. But the reality is, getting the clean sheet here had to feel good for the United keeper. So a couple things to look at for today's game. They started slowly, nearly gave away a goal right away. A little mistake by Pogba and an opportunity for Aston Villa. The shot hit the post, so although De Gea did seem to have it covered. So it caught the post, not much net to shoot at. So a little bit of a break for De Gea, but also not bad goalkeeping, as Villa was denied the opportunity to go ahead by a goal, which could have changed the game. The point that turned the match was a bit of a controversial penalty call. Bruno Fernandes spun into the penalty area and was caught. The commentators, at least on the NBC Sports broadcast of the event, said that they thought the penalty was harsh. It seemed to me like Bruno Fernandes was given no room to spin, so I thought the penalty was the correct call. Fernandes took it himself, and as he's done 4 other times since joining Man United, he slotted home 5 of 5 from the spot. United had been really struggling from the penalty spot early on this season, but since the arrival of Bruno, they have been cashing in their chances from the spot. Huge goal there. After that moment, it was really all Man United. Possession, 67%, leaving just 33% to Villa. And it was possession that had meaning. There were 14 attempts, 6 hit the target, and of course 3 went into the back of the net. Another note, unbelievable goal from Mason Greenwood, giving United the 2-0 advantage. He smashed it with his off foot, the right foot. He had an opportunity to switch feet, didn't do it. The kid is just incredible. Could you imagine if he finished that chance at Tottenham? We'd be talking about just a monumental run. As it stands, it's still a great run. He scored again. Mason Greenwood really looks like he could be the next in the group of young stars that the famed Man United Academy has produced. So that brings me to Pogba. Absolutely wonderful goal. Bruno Fernandes takes a corner kick, a slight deflection, ends up at the feet of Pogba, and he just calmly slots home. One of those goals where he just kind of passes it into the corner of the net. Amazing from Pogba. Couple of other notes just on this matchup. 640 total passes, more than doubling what Aston Villa did. They were just all over Villa after that goal. You have to wonder how the game might have turned had the penalty not been called, or if Villa could have gone on the score sheet first. But as it stands, they didn't. United continue to roll. Once again, the first team in the Premier League era to win 4 straight matches by 3 goals or more. Okay, so I wanted to get into the player ratings for Man United versus Bournemouth here. Just a quick reaction, so didn't really have much time to think about it, so just going to be kind of gut reaction and see kind of where we're at. De Gea, I'm going to give him a solid 7. He's been kind of maligned. He hasn't played great. Last match against Bournemouth, He really wasn't very good. But again, he didn't have much to do today. Kept the clean sheet. I'm going to give him some credit, even though that ball hit the post, for covering the bottom half. Ultimately, every goalie will tell you if the ball hits the post that they had the rest covered. So I'm going to give him a little credit for that. Tough to give anything below a 7 for a goalie who pitches the shutout, which is what he did. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he was good. I mean, Grealish was attacking, looking to gain those fouls like he always does. And Bissaka stood his ground. He played very well. You got to give him, I would say, an 8 for the game. Almost got himself involved in a couple of real nice attacks, but gave them something to think about. Solid 8 for Wan-Bissaka. Very, very good performance. Maguire was tremendous. He wasn't great against Bournemouth. He had to be tired. He's played so much. But I'm going to give him an 8 too. Maguire was very, very good. A couple of good recoveries. Did well to allow United to stay forward and attack. It made it so that they really didn't have to worry. The captain was steady as always. Or I shouldn't say always, but almost always was very, very, very good. As for his partner, Victor Lindelof, after an awful performance, I thought, against Bournemouth, it seemed like maybe he had trouble with injury. They had cited a back issue. He played pretty well today. I'll give him a solid 6.5. He was, nothing great, but no mistakes either. A couple of blocks, headed out a corner kick, so very good from him. Shaw is continuing to play very, very well. I'm gonna give him a 7. He did what he's supposed to do. Shaw is becoming a reliable winger. He is so close to breaking through to being that top level wing back that you want, like Wan-Bissaka, or like you harken back to the old days of like Patrice Evra, or Raphael, excuse me. It's not quite that level. It's at this point, you just have to just think of Shaw for what he is. He's solid. He played well. Speaking of solid and playing well, I thought McTominay would get the start today based on just the horrible performance I thought from Matic last week. This week he was quite good. He did a very nice job in the midfield, partnering with Pogba, allowing Pogba to have free reign. Very solid. A good 7 for Nemanja Matic. Now, here's where the fun begins. The United attack, it was wonderful. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him an 8, and here's why. The goal was fabulous. It's a beautifully struck ball, and he was withdrawn a little more. Of course, came forward when he wanted to. The long passes were beautiful all day, but I'm a hard grader for Pogba because he is so world-class. And his mistake nearly changed this game. He was loose in possession and nearly gave away a goal to Aston Villa. Lucky for him, the ball hit the target, the ball hit the post, and so we're going to give him an 8. Maybe an 8.5. I'll give him an 8.5. The goal was that good. Bruno was a 9. Bruno is continuing to be wonderful. He showed to be a leader. Early on in the match, there was some miscommunication with Marshall on a ball he played in. He went right to Marshall and talked to him about it. You love that from Bruno. The team's form is completely reliant on how Bruno plays, and he was wonderful again. Of course, drew the penalty that changed the match. Scored on the penalty like he always does. Unbelievable performance. Solid 9. Absolutely. Greenwood, I'm giving a 10. Greenwood has become quickly becoming a star rapidly before your eyes. And this is not a Jesse Lingard situation. This is not a Januzaj situation. This is a star waiting to happen. And the goal he took today was just brilliant on his off foot, drilling it with such power, and a very, very good goal. And he's just going to be a fixture for this lineup for years and years, I hope. Marcus Rashford, very, very solid. We're going to give him a 7. Here's why. He didn't score. He keeps battling and working, and a wonderful, runs and really keeping himself involved and becoming a threat at the back all day. But he's just, he couldn't finish a really good chance right at the end. And he's just not quite there. He played great last week. I thought maybe that would get him going. And he played very well. As for Martial, he was good. Martial, a solid 7. Not on the score sheet again, but played quite well. A very, very good performance. from Val. And sorry for the dog in the background. That's what you get when you record podcasts at home. But we continue. We continue onward and upward. Okay, McTominay. He was on long enough. I'm going to give him a rating. I think he played well. He was a 7. He was good on the ball. He played quite well, and I think he complements Matic quite well. Now, Brandon Williams. I'm not going to rate him. He wasn't on very long, but he looks comfortable. Dan James is coming so close. Every time he comes on as a sub, he always has a chance. One of these he's going to finish. So again, no rating for him because it just wasn't on long enough to me. But he just needs to get on the scoreboard. So then that brings me to Fred. Fred came on as a sub. He was pretty solid, pretty good effort from him. Love that smile on his face. We're going to give him a solid 6. He played just okay. He really seems to be adapting to that sub role. Igalo, I'm not really going to rate him because he wasn't on long, but one thing that was disappointing, normally he's very good in hold-up play, and he had a mistake in hold-up play where he lost the ball, and then it nearly cost a goal on a very good Aston Villa counterattack that would have only changed the scoreline to 1-3, but overall, you expect better in hold-up play from Igalo. Overall, great performance. These 3-goal victories are lovely. We just have to have a little slip-up by the teams in front of us. But overall, even if that's not the case, we have a chance. If we continue to take care of our business, we'll have a chance to make Champions League because we have that big matchup with Leicester to end the season. Glory, glory, Man United. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter @TheUnitedDevils. Glory, glory, Man United. And thanks for listening.